Hey everyone, RAM prices are through the roof. SSD storage has gotten crazy expensive, and a decent replacement laptop is going to cost you $1,200 to $1,500 US. This is the single worst time in history to buy a new PC. And unfortunately, the problem is going to get much worse in the near future due to AI demands. But in this video, I'm here to tell you that you do not need to buy a new laptop. We are going to make your Windows 10 or 11 PC run faster than when it was brand new. The good news is your computer hardware does not slow down whether it's 2 years old or 10 years old. It either works or it doesn't work. So, as long as your computer can turn on, it can run better than it has ever ran before. My name is Paul, and I've been specializing in PC maintenance and Windows optimizations for about 15 years. I've broken and fixed plenty of computers in my lifetime, so you don't have to make the same mistakes I made. A few years ago, I made a 29 minutes step-by-step video going over every single settings in Windows and explaining why each one makes your PC faster. That video had over 1.5 million views, 97% like ratio, and countless positive comments from people saying how much better their computer ran afterwards. Today, we're doing all of that much faster, easier, and better thanks to years of your feedback and improvements we've made. We've added new tricks like stripping out invasive AI bloatware that Microsoft is forcing on our PC. We're going to clean your PC, decrease startup time, strip out Windows bloatware and tracking, shut down useless background apps, and optimize Windows services, which is honestly where one of the biggest speed boosts come from. We'll even run a real before and after test on screen so you can see the speed difference for yourself. And the best part, once you learn this, you can use it on pretty much any computer, your main desktop, laptop, or your parents' old PC. I've done this on 10-year-old machines that people were ready to throw away, and they ran phenomenally afterwards. So, with all that said, let's get started. One quick warning before we dive in. If your computer is constantly freezing, crashing, showing blue screen of death, or you think you have a virus, there's a good chance your Windows installation is actually corrupted. The optimizations in this video are designed to make a healthy Windows installation run much faster, but they can't repair Windows installation that's already broken. If that's happening to you, back up anything important like your photos, documents, and do a clean install or factory reset of your Windows first. I have a full step-by-step video called Factory Reset Windows 10, 11 PC, linked in the description below that walks you through the entire process. But if your computer is just running slower than it used to, then follow along and let's speed it up. So first, I'm going to open up Task Manager here and take a quick screenshot of my baseline numbers. Like my background processes, threads, and RAM usage. Feel free to do this on your own PC so you can see your own before and after at the end. Now, to make the whole process as quick and easy as possible, we're going to use a software called Pegasus System Utilities. This is built by us and it's been on the market for over 10 years. The reason we're using it is simple. The optimizations we're about to do would normally take hours to do by hand. For example, one of the biggest performance gains come from optimizing Windows services. There are over 180 of them running in the background, and figuring out which ones you can safely disable takes a ton of research. This software does all of that for you in just a few minutes. Most of what we'll be doing today is completely free, And if you don't want to install anything, there's also a portable version that you can just download, run, optimize, and then delete it afterwards if that's something you want to do. So open up your browser and head over to pegasun.com. That's pegasun.com. From here, click on Products and Services and choose System Utilities. Now just hit Download Free. From here, click this folder icon and it should be on your Downloads folder. All you have to do now is right-click it and choose Open. When the installation screen pops up, just keep hitting Next. And then hit Install. If you'd rather use the portable version, scroll down to where it says System Requirements and then click portable.zip. Click this icon again and then it'll be on your Downloads folder. From here, all you have to do is drag and drop this folder anywhere you want, like your desktop. And then you would go inside it and click on System Utilities. Whichever you choose, double-click on System Utilities to open it. When you first open the program, you'll be greeted with this setup screen. Just click Next and Next again. Then you'll end up in this screen where you can create a system restore point. Please do not skip this step. A system restore point creates a snapshot of your Windows settings right now before you make a single change. This means if anything ever feels off down the road, you can revert your PC back to the way it was. If you get an error like this means your system restore is turned off. You can turn it on by going on Start, type Advanced, click View Advanced System Settings, then go on System Protection, choose Configure, and choose Turn on System Protection. Now click Create System Restore Point again. Once it's completed, click Next and then hit Finish. Now we are officially in the main screen. From here, click Settings at the top, choose One-Click Maintenance, and choose Maximum. For today, I'm picking Maximum Performance because we want our PC running as fast as possible. And if you're thinking if this is safe, don't worry. If anything ever goes wrong, Pegasun has ways to revert the changes it made. Also, this is where the system restore comes in handy. Now just click Save. Now for the best part. Instead of manually tweaking hundreds of settings yourself, just click on One-Click Maintenance and choose Analyze and Optimize. Let it finish. Alright, one-click maintenance is finished. At this point, the main optimization is done. But let's quickly look at the summary screen so you know exactly what just happened inside your PC. First is PC cleanup. It removed about 12.7 gigabyte worth of temporary junk and leftover files. A quick reminder, cleaning your junk files gives you back storage space, but it's usually not what makes your PC faster. The real performance gains come from stopping what's running in the background. Next is Startup Manager. When you turn on your PC, Windows already has a massive job trying to load itself. But then Discord, Steam, Spotify, and a lot of your other software all try to launch at the same exact second. It's a complete traffic jam. Pegasun disables those extra startup programs so Windows can load faster. And don't worry, nothing was deleted or uninstalled. You can still open your apps normally whenever you need them. Now for the most important part, Windows services. This is where one of the biggest speed gains come from. Services are small background programs running 24/7. Windows come with over 180 of them enabled by default, including things like fax services when you don't even own a fax machine. Third-party apps you installed years ago add their own services too. Manually researching which ones to disable takes hours, but Pegasun just optimized all of them for us in one click. And surprisingly, almost nobody talks about this. Last one is a computer tune-up. All this does is change some settings that's better for raw performance. We skip disk defrag because I'm running SSD. But if you have the old spinning hard drive, feel free to run this as well. And that's it. So in just a few minutes, we cleaned the PC, fixed startup lag, optimized hidden services, and tuned up Windows. That's a huge amount of work done in a few minutes. Now, we're going to open Startup Manager and personalize it further. So go to Toolbox and click Startup Manager. Here, look through the list and feel free to disable more things you don't want starting up with Windows. If you're not sure what something is, a good way is to Google the name and see if it's required. There is also a way to have the program start with Windows but in a delayed format. For example, I do want Discord to start automatically, but I don't want it to start at the same time when Windows load. I want it to start 5 minutes later. So to do that, first I'm going to enable it, and then I'm going to right click on it and choose delay this item. Now you can see it on delayed startup that is delayed for 5 minutes. Now Windows will load first, and then Discord will automatically open 5 minutes later when your PC is idle. So in a way, this is the best of both worlds. Next, click over to Task Schedules. This is basically the exact same thing as startup programs, but these are background tasks set to run on a timer. So instead of launching the second you sign on to Windows, these are programs designed to run on a timer, like Adobe checking for updates every couple of hours, or an old software updater running a background scan while you're trying to play a game. Look through the list, and if you see third-party programs you recognize and don't need, right-click on them and hit Disable. When you're done, feel free to close Startup Manager. Now, we're going to use 2 additional brand new tools to clean up your drive even more. This step is completely optional, so if you feel like you already have plenty of free space on your hard drive, feel free to skip ahead. So, while you're in Toolbox, click Duplicate File Cleaner. Okay, so what exactly does this do? Well, over the years, it's very easy to accidentally save the same files multiple times. For example, you might have a same picture in your pictures folder, downloads folder, and on your desktop, and maybe even inside an old backup folder somewhere. The same thing can happen with videos, zip files, installer, music, and so on. Duplicate File Finder will scan your computer and show you all those duplicate files. So go ahead and hit scan. This program might take a while, so if it is, feel free to just let it run in the background and come back to it at the end of the video. But whenever it finishes, the first thing I want you to do is click Clear Selection. Next, look through each of these files and see which one you want to keep. I noticed 2 of my big videos are located on different folders, so I'm going to go ahead and delete the one that's in my downloads folder. And I just saved up about 3 GB worth of space. Now, I don't recommend just selecting everything and deleting it. Some programs intentionally keep duplicate files, so make sure you recognize what you're deleting first. I mainly just use this for my personal files like pictures, videos, documents, and things inside my download folder. You'd be surprised how much space you can free up just from this one tool. When you're done, just exit out of it. Now, let's move on to my favorite one. From the toolbox, click on Space Hunter. If you ever looked at your C drive and thought, why is my hard drive completely full? This is the tool to answer that question. Go ahead and scan your drive. Once it's done, you'll see a visual map like this. The larger the block, more space that file or folder is using. So instead of opening folders after folders, trying to figure out what's using up all your space, it just shows you. In many different PCs, I found old game folders, installation files, phone backups, huge zip files, and even download folders with 30 to 40 GB worth of files I completely forgot about. So if I navigate through my users and I follow the trail, I can see my download is using up 3 GB worth of space, and my app data is using up 7.8 GB worth of space. I can keep following the trail and see that npm cache folder is taking up 5.1 GB all on its own. Then I would Google and figure out if this is something I need. In this case, I don't need it, so I'm going to go ahead and delete it. To do that, just right click on it and choose delete. Once it's done, you'll see that folder is gone. Feel free to keep looking through it and see if there are other large folders or files that you could delete to free up more space. And when you're finally done, you can close out of this program. Now, if you restart your PC, you should already notice a nice improvement in performance. But we're not done yet. There are still 2 major optimizations we haven't touched. The first is Windows Optimizer, which is honestly one of the most important steps. This removes Windows bloatware, unnecessary AI features, tracking, data collection, ads, widgets, and a bunch of other things Microsoft enables by default. These features do absolutely nothing for you. It's all just there for Microsoft to make more money. The second is Turbo Mode, which temporarily shuts down extra background processes to free up system resource whenever you need maximum performance, like playing games, editing videos, or watching 4K movies. These are, by far, 2 of my favorite features in the entire program. Now, I do want to mention that both of these require the premium version. The good news is there's a lifetime option. Personally, I'm not a fan of monthly or yearly subscription. It feels like everything these days wants you to keep paying forever. So we decided not to do that. You buy it once and you own it. It also comes with free updates and upgrades for life, so you'll always have access to the latest version at no additional cost. And if you decide it's not for you, there's also a 30 days money back guarantee, so you can try it completely risk-free. If you do decide to upgrade, you can also use the code YouTubePaul during checkout to save 10% on your entire order. Once the purchase is complete, you'll immediately get your license key. Then you'll use that key to register the program. It's going to say Premium License. From here, what you want to do is click on Debloat Slim Windows 11. Next, click on Optimize tab. This screen shows everything the program is going to optimize for you. Feel free to look through the different tabs if you'd like. Personally, I just leave almost everything checked except block spying domain using host file. Remove bloatware promotional Windows Store apps is especially important to get rid of all the bloat apps Windows come installed with. Once you're ready, just hit Optimize. This will remove Windows bloatware, disable unnecessary tracking, apply performance tweaks, and clean up a lot of things Microsoft enables by default. It'll take about 2 to 3 minutes, so just let it finish. When it's done, we'll move over to the Utilities tab. There are a few extra things in here that I want to point out. If you don't use OneDrive or Cortana, you can disable them here. I personally don't use either of them, so I usually turn them off. Next, click on Boost Visual Performance. Basically, this lets you disable Windows animation, shadows, and other visual effects that don't really do anything except use system resource. If you have an older laptop or a slower graphics card, this can make Windows feel a lot smoother. First, a new window and a web page should pop up. On the window, click on the Advanced tab and then click on Settings in the Performance group. Next, scroll down on the web page and follow the setting exactly listed here. This is the best of both worlds. Windows still look great without the extra things taking up a lot of resource. Just hit apply and then close out of all these windows. Next, we'll head over to AI tweaks. This is one of the newer sections we've added. As you've probably noticed, for better or worse, Microsoft has been adding more and more AI features into Windows. Personally, I don't use any of them. So if you're like me and you don't want any AI running on your PC, collecting your data, making it slower, then just select all of them. Next is Windows 11 settings. This is mostly personal preference. If you see something here that you like, feel free to select it. When you're done, just close the program. The last thing I want to show you is turbo mode. Think of it like a sports mode in a car. You don't drive around in sports mode all day long. You only turn it on when you want that extra performance. Turbo mode works the same way. If you're going to play a game, edit a video, watch a 4K movie, or do anything that's really demanding, Turbo mode temporarily shuts down even more background processes so your PC has more resource available for whatever you're doing. Before turning it on for the first time, click Configure. I usually just leave everything on default setting because they work great. But feel free to look over all the Windows services and third-party services and see if you find more things that you would like to turn off from running in the background. Then keep hitting next. And then finally hit finish. One thing I don't recommend is leaving turbo mode on all the time. Some background services like Windows Update and routine maintenance are actually good to have running every once in a while. So I simply turn on turbo mode when I need the extra performance and turn it back off when I'm done. And that's it. That's the end of optimization for this PC. So the last thing I'm going to do is restart this PC, turn on turbo mode, and show you the after results of our task manager. Feel free to do this yourself if you took the initial screenshot of your task manager at the beginning. Okay, now that the PC is restarted and turbo mode is turned on, I'm going to open a task manager again. As you can see, the CPU usage, active threads, handles, and RAM usage has gone down significantly. On top of that, we've also saved about 22 GB worth of free space. The whole PC just feels snappier now that we got rid of all the bloatware that comes included with Windows. I'm really curious to hear how well this worked for you. So please leave a comment below with your before and after. I make it a habit to read and respond to as many comments as I can. If you know anyone, like your friend or family, who is struggling with a slow PC or thinking about spending $1,000 on a new one, please share this video with them. That's what helps me out the most. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe for a bunch more PC tips and tricks coming your way. Thanks again for sticking around until the end. This is Paul at Pegasun, and I hope you all have a great day.